Straight in.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Sorry, I'm late.
Yeah.
That was really good, Marty.
So good.
Haven't seen each other for a while.
Beautiful. All right, start the clock. Hey, Julie.
Hi.
Hey. This is good. We should actually count down music. Can we sort some intense music, please, for the last minute? 20 years of United.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
I think it's 19.
Who's counting? So good. 19 years of United. I got two questions. Funniest tour moment and most special memory.
Funniest tour moment, most special. Sorry, I had too much saliva in my mouth. Funniest tour moment. We were in New Zealand one time. Yeah. And JD was one of the first times JD had toured with us. And he, at the time, probably carried a little bit more flesh on his bones than he does now. Skinny jeans were, I guess, all the rage, but it was pre-stretch. And he was dancing, I guess, in the first song. Well, he ripped his jeans from here all the way through to the other side. And I guess because he just was trying to be faithful, he was trying to just keep worshipping, because we went straight to a worship song. And then I just began to hear I was worshipping, obviously, and I began to hear people laughing, and I didn't know if, like, it was like a move of the Holy Spirit or something. And I'm like, this is really strange. And I look at JD, and he's kind of standing like, he's kind of standing on an angle, kind of out of the lights, but it's just picking up. And I'm like, oh, bro. And so I'm like, dude, just go. Like, it's okay. Like, he just didn't want to abandon us. So he left, and he comes back about 5 minutes later, and he's just wrapped in gaff tape. And he comes out and he just starts like worshiping again, and again people just start laughing, right? And I'm laughing, and so then I'm like, bro, like, get off, And so he goes off, and then he comes back, and he's wearing the biggest pair of jeans I've ever seen, right? So they're like the baggy jeans are like rolled up 5 times, and he's standing there, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So we just go ahead, God moves, it's phenomenal, and then when it's all said and done, we come off the stage, and I walk back into the dressing room, and there's just some random guy sitting there in his underpants. And the whole time. And I'm like, who is this guy? Webby, our tour manager, just went and found the biggest guy he could and said, man, can we have your jeans? And the guy was a faithful servant. And I like to, I think that's as much leading worship as anything that we can. What was the other question?
I guess your most special memory, or over that time.
Oh, so many. I think, for me, the memories are wrapped up just in it's the stuff that nobody sees, I think the thing that I prize most about the gift that we've been a part of, and we've all been a part of it, every single one of us here, is that we're all still like really close to one another. And I think just about every single person whose name went up on that board who's ever been involved with United is still very much family. Like, we're still doing life together. And they're all, you walk around, there's always people that are serving. And I think the times spent where we're just being real when there's no one around, and carrying, everyone goes through seasons and times, and, the conversations you have in all the waiting, because most of touring and traveling and even making an album is just a whole lot of sitting around kind of fishing in secret places. I want you to take me to your secret spot. But that's the prize in it all. That's the most special thing. And my lasting memory, always, the thing I would take away is it's the humanity of it, the fact we get to be in relationship and do life together and serve ultimately a story and a God who is far bigger than any one of us and our best songs.
That's right.
Right, well, I'm done.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, I got a question for you. So, I think I'm kind of going through one of these seasons where it's like, been doing it for a while, like, how do I keep that inspiration going? How do I keep that, fire lit underneath me a little bit? How have you kind of done that? Because I think, watching you closely, like, I think you're you've just constantly kind of pushed the bar forward and kind of always, worked to, challenge yourself. You've never rested on your laurels. You've always wanted to kind of take ground. So how have you personally kind of just done that so I can learn?
Look, I think what's always the thing that I fell in love with songwriting in the first place was because I think that's where it was my means of finding intimacy with God. And I grew up in a church kid, and I did everything that Marty wrote in his songs. I read my Bible and pray. I at least try to, and follow him all day. All day now, all day. But I didn't, because it's really hard sometimes to feel like it's this striving thing. And so I think a lot of my working out who God was and working out what it means to have a relationship with God and all the things you learn when you're a kid and you're trying to figure out, just all that stuff. I actually found, I'd rather say that God found me in the search. And I didn't realize it because I didn't like music. It was something I had to do. It was like a forced thing. And I think just like our relationship with God, if it's a forced thing, there's no joy in it, there's no mystery, there's no desire to search. And so I think bit by bit I discovered who God was and how God is, and still kind of trying to unravel that picture of mystery and just how incredible God is in and through the search. And what I discovered is I used to think about like intimacy with God, because Marty was always like you were like a very intimate guy with God. Like, and he just such a raw relationship. And we grew up, like Marty was writing songs before I even knew that normal people could write songs. I just thought songwriting was reserved for like superhumans or something. Yeah, no, I did, but I didn't write songs like you. And it was just such an overflow. And there was no striving in it. And I used to think, man, like, I can't write songs like that. Like, I have to go to war. And I think in the process of searching for stuff, and sometimes it could come, but like I found that actually intimacy is conflict as well, And I was thinking about even the artwork for There Is More, and you got this image of Jacob wrestling with God. And I'm just thinking, man, like he wrestled with God, like he was like that close, flesh and blood, spirit. And that's what it feels like for me. Like I feel like songwriting's a wrestle. It's like a challenge sometimes. And yeah, it's the very thing that's broken me in all the right ways to experience more of God for myself. And so I just want more of that once you get a taste of it. And I think about that, like Jacob's hanging on to God, and he's like, I'm not letting go till you give me what I want, a new name. And that's how I feel like with songs. So like, it's like sometimes it's just a battle, a war, and I love the challenge of it. And sometimes I'm like, I'm not letting go until you give me a song name, or whatever it might be, or just come out the other side of it. And yeah, I don't know. So that's the thing that still inspires me. And the thing that kills me is the moment I start trying to preserve some concept of what a song should be or what we're trying to do. That to me is when I get tired, it's when I get frustrated, it's when the worst parts of me rise to the surface, which is all part of the process. But the best experience is when there's that dissatisfaction within you that goes, man, I know there's something else, I know there's a better lyric. And even if you never find it, sometimes that's the thing that drives me to not want to give up.
Yeah. All right.
Just while we're answering that, sorting out that question. So you talk about you kind of go to war for songs. What is it you're going for? Like when you think about I'm writing this song. Do you have a picture of what's ahead of you? What you're striving towards?
Sometimes I think it's a revelation at the end of the day. It's a feeling, but sometimes what it begins with, it's like the ocean,
Yeah.
Like here's a picture of the ocean, and all you're doing is looking at the surface. You're actually not looking at. You're just seeing that fine kind of intangible line that exists between mystery, horizon above and below. So that's all you start with, and that can be a thought or whatever. But there's just infinite depths beneath it that are undiscovered, infinite depths above it that are undiscovered, infinite depths beyond that are undiscovered. And that's how the Word of God is to me. And so often I think the beauty of the Word of God is it's wonderful at face value. It's a beautiful picture. It reflects everything above and below. But the real depth of, this is so good. The real depth and mystery is like, it's in that negative space between the print. That's where the Spirit of God is living and active and moving. And I think as artists and songwriters, that wrestle is to go, I want to dive down as deep as I can, and hopefully come out the other side still with breath in my lungs, but just because I want to know what's there. And the cool thing is, like, that's what life is for all of us. And then one day when it was revealed, we're like, oh my God, it's better than we even knew. I think our job's to try and just capture little glimmers and glimpses of that while we're here and put it to music.
It's amazing.
My time up.
I reckon we